What's up, everybody? This is Nick, and you're joining us once again for a Pull Up a Chair podcast.
Podcast.
A podcast. A puckcast. Yes, a Pull Up a Chair podcast. A puck podcast, as we like to call it here on this little channel that we run here with these little podcasts. So, and as always, I'm joined on the microphone by my friend and co-host.
This is Eric.
And Eric. It is 2019, the year of the chair. It is an exciting year for the listeners. We've been hit and miss.
I mean, we have lives.
I know, but I'm just saying the listeners have had an exciting year.
Listening to us.
Yeah.
I know they're like just like their listening holes are
Hearing holes.
Hearing holes.
The noise caverns.
Noise caverns are aching for our vocal gold.
Yes, because they have been missing us. We've been kind of hit and miss this year, and I readily take credit for that.
I don't know if you're proud of that or not. I can't tell. I take credit for it.
I kind of am. There's a little bit of pride there because it means that you and I have had times where we're just hanging out, being two dudes.
Playing games.
Play games.
Cooking.
Talk, cook, hang out, just like brothers.
Yep.
So, all that to say, you know what? This is a podcast you're listening to.
Glad you told them.
Welcome back. Oh, they had no idea.
They
didn't know what was happening.
It's like, what is happening?
What is this melodious voice I'm hearing? Yeah,
it's
that's
like, am I going crazy?
Yeah, I know. They're looking at the radio going, Papa? Papa, is that you? And I say, no.
Five-o!
Five! I say, no, it is not. It is not your Papa. It is just the melodious sound of your hosts of the Pull Up a Chair podcast. All right, Eric, today we've got something exciting to talk about, as we always do. You know it and I know it. It is the Scooby Doo universe.
Yes, the Scoob. I was trying to think of a nice, like, quick Scoob Averse. That didn't sound like a universe that's underwater.
The Dooverse?
Dooverse. That sounds like Mountain Dew.
Well, it kind of sounds like Uverse. It kind of sounds like the AT&T
Uverse.
It also sounds like a universe that smells very bad.
Uverse.
The Dooverse.
Dooverse. Sticky.
No, doo-doo.
Oh, I get you. Man, my mind just didn't go there. I'm sorry.
Eric, you gotta come spend some time in the gutter. This is something that has to happen. But we are talking about Scooby Dooby Doo. The only.
His given name.
Yeah, I mean that's his middle name's Doobie. And then his last name's Doo. Terrible. He was made fun a lot at the puppy kennel.
I would imagine.
For having the middle name Doobie. But that is beside the point. My friend, we have put together, or we have recently learned something that longtime friend of the podcast, Jaleel White, Urkel himself, is coming. I don't know if he's actually coming out of retirement. I don't know if Jaleel White will actually be.
I don't know what he does.
Voicing him.
Other than come over to my house and drink all my beer.
Yeah, well. Jaleel,
I don't know what else he does.
Jaleel, we need to talk. Buddy, I don't think that's Jaleel White. I keep telling you that guy
He keeps doing the Urkel. He keeps doing the Urkel in my house. It's got to be Jaleel.
It doesn't sound anything like Urkel. I keep telling you that looks nothing like Urkel. But you swear up and down that he is Urkel.
He keeps convincing me to do the Urkel. And
he keeps getting you to do the dance?
Yeah, so it's got to be him. That's the only person that could do that.
Well, but Urkel is doing a team up in a new series coming to the Boomerang streaming network. A new series called, what is it? Guess Who Scooby Doo?
Oh, I don't know. Let me look it up.
Is that the name of the show? You had it pulled up a second ago.
I did have it pulled up, but then I went into...
You kind of... I don't know how you got the Fish Man pulled up here, but yeah, Scooby Doo and Guess Who.
Okay, and I guess the Guess Who part is the...
It's going to be the guests.
Guest stars. So here we go.
Have.
Guest stars.
Buddy, they have a very... I know. I already saw that.
All right.
But they have a very eclectic group of people coming onto the show that one of them is none other than and for longtime TGIF fans, this should excite you because Steve Urkel is going to meet none other than Scooby Doo. How does that make you feel, Eric? Two of your childhood icons.
Two of my childhood heroes.
Yes.
It makes me feel conflicted. Because the question I have is, how is Steve Urkel getting into the Scooby-Doo universe? Are we saying Family Matters and Scooby-Doo are in the same universe?
I am going to go far enough to say, yes. Yes, they are.
I'm going to go to the point and say, yeah, we are, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, buddy, but this opens up a whole new can of worms. If you have listened to the Nick and Eric TGIF podcast, where we talk about the interconnected universe of TGIF, you know of the bigger thing that is at work here. And it's not only that Urkel is inside the universe of Scooby-Doo, it's now that all of TGIF is inside of Scooby-Doo.
Yes, the entire TGIF universe exists alongside Scooby-Doo.
That is right. I made it sound like it was inside him, but you corrected me, and I appreciate that. I'm
saying they coexist.
I was gonna make a joke there, but you derailed it very quickly.
I'm sorry.
It's all right, my friend. It's all right. I understand. But here's the deal. Once again, I mean, Batman has been on Scooby-Doo before. I'm looking at this guest star list. Number 1, Batman. But very excitingly, it's voiced by none other than Kevin Conroy.
Kevin Conroy.
Which makes me wonder, is it going to be drawn like Batman the Animated Series?
I don't know. I'm curious what Batman stylized will look like in the Scooby-Doo universe.
Because then that puts Steve Urkel in the same universe as Batman the Animated Series.
Yes. The quintessential Batman.
Which would put Batman the Animated Series in the same universe as Batman from the 70s with Burt Ward and do you know what was the name of the guy that was Batman? Oh man, Adam West.
Oh, Adam West. Oh, real Batman, like live action Batman. Well, Batman. He did voices too.
Yeah, but he didn't. You know, strangely, he didn't actually voice.
Did he never voice Batman?
He never voiced Batman on the Scooby-Doo show. It was voiced by somebody else.
Well,
but it was supposed to be the Adam West Batman.
I see Mark Hamill is going to be there, but it's as himself. That'd be far better if Mark Hamill was in the Scooby-Doo and Guess Who as the Joker.
Well, yeah, I mean, or I would even go as far as putting Scooby-Doo in the same universe as Star Wars.
Oh, that's it. That'd be good. Well, if Scooby-Doo is in the same universe as Batman, therefore it's in the same universe as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
Yes, as long as you're going down the movie timeline and not the comic book timeline?
Well, let's see here. The movie timeline, the comic book, it was a different dimension when the Turtles met. But in the movie, they live in the same universe. At some point, you need to finish that, and we need to give a review of Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, the first 10 or 15 minutes that I saw was great.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
It's just a fun movie. It's exactly what it's supposed to be. But here's the list of people that we have coming on this Scooby-Doo and Guess Who. We've got Batman. We've got Sherlock Holmes. We've got Abraham Lincoln.
Which Abraham Lincoln are we talking about? Is this the Abraham Lincoln of Abraham Lincoln versus the Vampire Slayer?
Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer, the documentary?
The documentary.
Possibly.
I hope so, because that's our timeline. That's reality.
That's reality. Or are we talking of a bigger timeline here? And are we talking Abraham Lincoln from Bill and Ted's Great Adventure? Is Abraham Lincoln going to tell Scooby-Doo to party on, dude.
I hope
but
so.
be excellent to each other.
Did Scooby Doo ever do anything with?
I don't think. No, he has never done anything with. He's never done anything officially with Bill and Ted.
Oh, really? Okay, I'm just kind of looking through here. I've never thought about those two in the same universe. Let's see here, and I came up with some Halloween special, Bill and Ted's Excellent Halloween Adventure from 2002, which I didn't know this one existed. It looks like they have the Scooby-Doo gang appears on the stage trying to find Scooby. Dr. Eve. So
wait, this is Dr. Evil. Wait, Dr. Evil? Like from
the only Dr. Evil.
Wait a second. Are we talking? Who's the Dr. Evil you're thinking of? Hey, baby.
Yeah. What's the Austin Powers?
Austin Powers.
Dr. Evil. Is that the Dr. Evil?
Is this? What is this?
So this is Bill and Ted's excellent Halloween Adventure from 2002.
But it was located in the Toon Lagoon Amphitheater, which tells me it was a stage play.
Okay, Toon Lagoon. The Toon Lagoon is an area of the park they use for some of their scare zones. It is located in Isle of Adventure between Marvel Superhero Island and Jurassic Park.
Okay, this is just somebody's.
Oh, this is like
this is somebody's fan fiction, basically, that they got.
You think?
Put on? No, I mean
it's not a fandom.
It was actually something at a park.
Oh,
but I'm just saying that
doesn't count.
It equates to somebody's fanfic. It doesn't count in the bigger scheme.
Universal's Island of Adventures, which I have never been to. Okay,
this doesn't count.
So
in the bigger
this isn't
scheme.
canon.
No, this is not canon.
They had extra Scooby Doo universe, so therefore it was probably Dr. Evil with his pinky and all. So this
which great combination of Dr. Evil and Scooby Doo, a family friendly deal with something that I don't know that kids should see for quite a while.
Yeah.
So we have a universe now set up where let's go over this really quickly, Eric.
Okay.
We kind of talked about this keep up that list of guest stars.
Okay, guest stars.
But we kind of talked about this. How does Urkel, really quickly, if you can define it for me, how does Urkel fit into the larger TGIF universe? What other shows does he interconnect with?
Okay, what other shows? So Family Matters is his show.
Yeah, that's his home base.
That's his home base. What other shows did Steve Urkel crossover with? I'm not going to even look it up. I'm going to go off the top of my head. I'm going to take one. I'm going to take this right across the plate pitch. Full House, because we already talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
So he was on Full House. You reminded me that it was all about Stephanie's glasses was the plot of the episode.
Which I looked it up earlier. That episode was called Stephanie Gets Framed.
Oh,
you get it there?
I get it.
So it's because of the glasses.
Because of the glasses.
I know. You were thinking something completely different, but
yeah, okay. I thought it was all the murders all the meth she did.
Yeah, well,
it wasn't really.
That was real life.
That was real life. Let's see here. What else was Steve? I mean, he in the late 90s. Well, when was early 90s, mid 90s?
Yeah.
So what other shows was Steve Urkel on? Let me think first. I'm trying to go back to, because I'm assuming he crossed over on other TGIF franchises.
Yes. What other shows do you remember from TGIF?
Oh my gosh, my head. I keep thinking Perfect Strangers, and I know he's not on Perfect Strangers
because
he's not old enough.
No, but there is a connection.
The mom from Family Matters.
Harriet Winslow.
Yeah. She was a secretary? No,
yeah, the building manager. Building supervisor or something.
Yeah, but they crossed over in there because that was near the end of Perfect Strangers.
Yes.
And
that was at the beginning of Perfect Strangers. She was there, and then
the beginning. Okay.
She got her own. They got their own show, and she left
the series.
She left the series.
But
Yes.
but the connection still is she still managing?
Yeah, the world was still already set.
Okay, so he can cross over into so Scooby Doo can go with the Perfect Strangers, and he should.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Oh man. All right, man. I'm blanking. What else do you have?
I've got Step by Step.
That's I was trying to think of the name of that one. Step by step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After he helps with the glasses situation, he puts on a jetpack, crashes through the Full House roof. Well, actually, I seem to remember that he crashes through the Winslow's roof. Anyway, but he launches himself into the Lambert Foster's family's backyard.
Yeah. Okay. I have visions, like a lot of that takes place in their kitchen, and I have visions of him being in there with his jetpack.
Well, what I remember is, and I just looked it up, yes, he does launch from the Winslow's house, but I remember that him and Carl are sitting there fighting over the jetpack.
Okay.
He somehow gets activated. And he goes shooting up through the roof. Then it cuts to the night sky, and you see this line do an
arch?
An arch.
Okay.
And he crashes in the backyard of Step by Step.
Okay.
And then on another episode, he writes a letter to his pen pal, none other than Boy Meets World.
Oh, okay.
So his
Savage
sends a Chan letter to his friend Corey Matthews. Ben Savage, who lived in Philadelphia.
So Scooby Doo can easily go to Boy Meets World.
Yeah,
and therefore Girl Meets World.
Yes, Girl Meets World. Fuller House. He's actually mentioned by DJ in Fuller House.
Really?
Yes, apparently, and the series creator said that they mentioned that they have talked about White reprising the role, and they had some ideas of the character if White decided to reprise the role.
Well, with him doing Steve Urkel in the Scooby Doo cartoon, I can't see why he wouldn't reprise that for Fuller House. I'm sure you can get a pretty good check for it.
Yeah, the other thing is
and he had to play the character exactly the same because he's older.
Yeah, but here's my deal: is I don't know what else he's doing. I don't know why he wouldn't be like, sure, I'll do it.
Yeah, I mean, big fat check and maybe you can get a reprising role, a reoccurring role. I mean, unless he's got something going on here, let's go. I'm just looking at Wikipedia, just trying to see what he's currently doing. The last entry on his current career in 2017, it was announced that CBS has picked up his single camera comedy series, Me, Myself, and I, with Bobby Moynihan that premiered in September 17. After 6 episodes, it was pulled from the fall schedule, leaving 7 episodes unaired, with the network planning to release the remaining episodes in the future. I guess he was on that show?
Yes. I actually remember seeing a commercial for this show, and it looked terrible.
Weird when you. I'm gonna quick deviation. We'll get back online into the Scooby Doo universe in a second. Sometimes you see a commercial for a show and you go, "That's going to be bad. That's going to be. Why are they airing this? This is awful." But yet they air it and it fails like you expect. I mean, can't you tell a show's going to be bad when you have a hard time putting a commercial for it? I don't know. Do you get that too?
Yeah, no, I
know sometimes it's like I saw Brooklyn Nine-Nine and I saw what's the guy that's the head of that?
Andy Samberg.
Andy Samberg. I thought that's going to be horrible. One of my favorite shows.
Well, obviously this show was horrible because sometimes your gut proves you right, because after 6 episodes it was pulled. Which is honestly kind of sad because I did remember. So basically it is like a show. I mean, I'm looking it up here. With what I remember from the commercial, I haven't looked up the synopsis of it, but I will here in a second. if what I remember is Bobby Moynihan is like the main character, but it shuffles between his adult life played by, or his older life played by John Larroquette.
Oh, I love John Larroquette.
Another friend of the show.
God, he's such a cool dude.
And his younger life when he's played by I don't know, I'm not sure who. It doesn't give me a name here. At least I think it was. I think it may just bounce between him and the older self. Anyway, so I mean, which is sad because John Larroquette, great actor.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, not just his years on Night Court, which won him so many awards that he started turning down being nominated.
Well, and not only that, but that movie with him and Bronson Pinchot that you love so much.
Oh, that psychic movie, so good.
That won him so many awards and made him so much money he never needed to work again.
No, don't make fun of Second Sight. Second Sight is so good. I want to see if I can look into his film. He was in Stripes. I forgot about that. John Larroquette was in Stripes. I did not remember that at all.
He was in Star Trek 3: The Search for Spock.
I don't remember. Maybe he was like one of the commanders.
Yeah, that's what I love is
Second Sight, 1989.
That's what I love is you look back at some of these actors and you find that it's like, oh, they were in
it's like
they were a Klingon or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know who Maltz is. I'd have to look it up. I like Star Trek, but I don't have the. When I think of John Larroquette, I think of Night Court and Second Sight, not Star Trek. All right, but back to the Scooby Doo universe. So we have Jaleel White. He crosses over into the other TGIF franchises, which means Scooby Doo can easily go there. I'm assuming that so when someone plays themselves, I don't count that as a new universe. That's just we are Universe Prime, Universe 1.
Hang on real quick. I need to bother you just for a second.
Do it.
Maltz was a male Klingon officer in the 23rd century Klingon Empire. In 2885, he served on a Klingon bird of prey, later known as the HMS Bounty, under Commander Krug. Anyway, sorry. That's who Maltz is.
You knew inside who he was.
I had a feeling
inside you knew who he was.
Here's the thing. Here's what I know about. I have watched enough Star Trek in my day to know that when it's just a single name, Klingons don't have two names. It's not like
that's true. They don't.
Maltz of Kleindorf. Yeah,
I got you.
It's just like they just give them one name because I think it's easier. So. Yeah, I kind of figured as much. Anyway, back to your Earth Prime.
Earth Prime. So we're Earth Prime. So we create Scooby Doo, so we can't be interconnected with it as another universe, right?
Right.
So, but we got Batman, which is interconnected with Scooby Doo. We have Sherlock Holmes. I'm hoping the Sherlock Holmes is Sherlock Holmes 2033 or 2099. What is that?
Yeah, It's of the 21st century.
21st century.
Yeah.
I hope it's that Sherlock Holmes.
It's either that or I'm hoping it's the weird what's his name? What's the
Robert Downey Jr.?
Yeah, Cumberbatch.
Oh, Benedict Cumberbatch.
You know what? Pick any of them. I want him to be like, oh, he's about to throw a haymaker.
What did I get Robert Downey Jr. as?
He's Sherlock in the movies.
Okay.
Yeah, remember he does.
He
does like the weird slow motion. He like
slow motion. And Benedict Cumberbatch is Sherlock in the television series, which was very good also.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm hoping it's the cartoon version from 21st century or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm. Which would bring in the whole Deke universe.
Deke universe would be combined.
Yeah.
So we have Abraham Lincoln. I don't know. I'd have to see that. We have Rachel Kimsey. Is how you say that? Kimsey? Kimsey.
Yeah, Kimsey
as Wonder Woman, which is DC.
Yeah, I mean, that would go along with Batman.
So DC, more DC. So that reaffirms the DC connection. And then last, and definitely not least, the last one is Steve Urkel, obviously.
Then we get a combination with all these people that are playing themselves, like Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah,
and Neil deGrasse
Halsey,
Tyson, Halsey, Penn and Teller,
Whoopi Goldberg.
But you do get all these other characters.
Now, Weird Al Yankovic had some animated stuff. I don't remember what it was though.
Probably just one of his music videos.
Probably. But it's still as himself and not as Weird Al Yankovic TV show character. But yeah, so we have a bunch of people getting intertwined. I'm curious how they bring them in. I hope that they just show up and they're there. That means it's within the same universe. Whereas when you want to talk about somebody who's worked with Scooby-Doo, but not from the Scooby-Doo universe, and that is Sam and Dean and
from Supernatural.
From Supernatural. Castiel? Is that how you say the angel's name?
Castiel.
Okay, thank you. I haven't watched this series in a long time. It's done, right? Or is it still going?
I think it's going on to its final season. But I only know. I mean, I watched the show for a while, but I know Castiel as like.
Yeah, he's the angel.
Yeah, but that's actually an angel name, so it's kind of that.
Oh, that's true. It's very angelic.
Yes.
So they actually have a crossover, but they're transported into that dimension. So it's into that universe.
It's a cartoon dimension.
Yeah, and they're and whereas Scooby-Doo is the kind of the linchpin of that universe, and everything goes around it, which is of course. And of course, then if more Scooby-Doo universe, we just go back in time, and Scooby-Doo has had all sorts of crossovers with Bigfoot and the Yeti and the Loch Ness Monster and the Black Lagoon.
But they were all unmasked, right?
I'm trying to remember. Not all of them were. There were a couple, like the dreaded Scooby-Doo and the 13 Ghosts. None of those are unmasked. It's actually them trying to get the 13 Ghosts back together. But I think they redid that one too.
Well, yeah, they made a movie to kind of finish it up because it was kind of left unfinished.
6 episodes and they didn't finish or something like that.
They left because I think you and I talked about that they left some of the ghosts unfound, and
yes,
they kind of made a movie recently to finish it up.
But but saying that something is the Yeti or the Bigfoot, because if someone's playing that character's got to exist in their lore at least.
Oh, well, definitely.
So those characters, even though they were probably unmasked, but they were playing characters and called them Bigfoot and Yeti or the Loch Ness Monster. Those characters existed in the universe in some form.
But let's also mention some of the older. If we go back in time, we have some other guest stars that appeared. We have the Three Stooges.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
On Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? We have Sonny and Cher. They appeared in an episode.
So does that mean Sonny and Cher have a universe where they exist in? Because I don't count, like that's them playing themselves as themselves.
Yes.
So that's just us Prime. So
yes.
So it's not really a crossover, but yeah. Okay.
There was Mama Cass. That's her playing herself.
Yeah.
Dick Van Dyke. He was in the episode. He actually voiced a character, and it was basically himself, but it was like a version of himself that was kind of goofy. I remember that episode. Josie and the Pussycats, of course.
Yeah, I mean, we know that, and everybody from a lot of those old cartoons that kind of crossed over.
Don Adams was in an episode.
Don Adams.
He's the guy that played Get Smart in the old series.
Okay.
But he's not playing. He's playing an exterminator. It's like it was basically Get Smart Exterminator.
Oh, okay. So clumsy kind of.
Yes.
Okay.
Laurel and Hardy.
Okay.
But I mean, they weren't. This was way past when Laurel and Hardy were on, so it wasn't.
Did you watch a lot of Laurel and Hardy growing up? I did. I really enjoyed Laurel and Hardy.
I watched him. I have more of an appreciation for him now than I did then.
Oh, really?
Yes.
There's a Laurel and Hardy where they join it's a really long movie, but in part of it they join the French army or what is it?
Resistance, I think.
No, it's not it's that part of the French military where any nationality can join. The French Foreign Legion.
Oh, yes.
And they join that, and it's a whole series of funny things happen.
Also,
and that makes sense because I think Three Stooges and them did a little bit of stuff at one point.
Don Knotts.
As Don Knotts.
No.
as?
He played a version of Barney Fife.
Oh,
but he wasn't actually named Barney Fife.
But he was the character.
He was the sheriff of Juneberry.
Wow. So an alternate dimension to the
Mayberry.
Yeah.
Andy Griffith.
Andy Griffith show. There
yes.
Sorry. Yeah.
So he was not Barney Fife. He was sheriff. I can't remember that character's name, but yes. But I mean, buddy, do you understand that Scooby Doo? We have now identified that there is a game that you can play called 7 Degrees of Scooby Doo.
And it's not going to be that hard. It can be like 2 degrees of Scooby Doo because it's connected with so much. Yeah.
But I mean, that's the rule. Is everyone is connected, like according to the Friends thing, everyone is connected to Kevin Bacon
by 7 degrees.
At most 7 degrees.
Yes.
Here with Scooby Doo, everybody can be connected by at most. I would even say everybody can be connected to Scooby Doo by 5 degrees. Because I mean, you're bringing in Chris Paul. You've got all these people that played themselves. Then you connect them to fictional characters such as Balky Baltakamoose.
Yes.
We're talking Hanging with Mr. Cooper. We're talking any of the TGIF people you want to connect them to. You have found a way.
You have a path.
You have a path.
And that just branches out and makes it easier and easier to enjoy my least favorite cartoon, Scooby Doo.
Really? Oh man.
Well, I'll say this. I was never a huge fan of the Scooby Doo franchise, but I did like Mystery Incorporated. Mystery Incorporated, the Scooby Doo telling of Mystery Incorporated was incredibly good. Did you ever watch that one?
I did.
I liked that one actually so much.
You know what's funny is Casey and I are going back and rewatching this show.
Mystery Incorporated?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's very different than anything else.
Yes. I mean, because they've already solved all these crimes, and it's about their lives.
Yes.
You know, Fred and Velma, and just like their parents and all that stuff.
Yes, but I mean, there's still mysteries, and then there's the overarching mystery with the treasure and all that stuff. But
I never got to finish it.
We don't have time.
We don't
to talk about Mystery Incorporated. Unfortunately, our time is done. You know what? Go out there, find a way to put yourself in the Scooby Doo universe, because everyone is connected some way, somehow to Scooby Doo. And if you want to get connected to us, Eric's going to tell you how.
Oh, you can get connected to us in many, many ways. Just like the Scooby Doo universe has many connections, you can connect to us through many ways, such as Facebook. Just search Facebook for Pull Up a Chair Podcast. You'll find our Facebook page. You can go ahead and like that or whatever. Enjoy it. You can find us on Twitter at Pull Up a Chair Pod and tweet at us. You can find us on YouTube. Again, search for Pull Up a Chair Podcast and watch listen to our podcast there. You can watch it, but it's just a still screen. You can also find us at our own website, puckpodcast.website, pucpodcast.website. Why website? Why not?
Why not?
That's what Scooby Doo would do.
You know what? I've seen some very good art out there recently of Keanu Reeves as Shaggy with Scooby Doo walking beside him. It's actually from the poster of... it's actually some pretty good Photoshop.
Some Wick stuff.
The John Wick stuff when he's got the dog walking next to him. They've just made his shirt green and kind of made the dog look like Scooby-Doo. So, I mean, that's pretty funny. But did you know our podcast is only separated from Scooby-Doo by 2 degrees?
Okay.
And that's all I'm going to give you.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, have a great rest of your week.
All right, bye.